Are you ready for food riots? You better be. So get ready for food rationing and food riots, because inflation plus food shortages plus empty shelves plus rationing equals food riots, which of course equals no food. Now, diesel prices are going out of this world. Fertilizer prices are so high. So we know the diesel prices are high. We know the fertilizer prices are high. It's hard to get fertilizer. With prices this high, they're not going to get food to the market. If it's there, it's going to be too costly to buy. So what's going to happen is, if there's not much food at the market, people are going to loot the grocery stores, and there's going to be nothing left in hours, not days. So we're going to have no trucks running. The government's going to start rationing. So they say to you, you can get a pound of flour a month, but there's no flour on the shelves because the trucks aren't running because of the diesel. There's no flour to buy, or if it happens to be there, it's like 10 times the price, and there's no way you can even afford it. And then, if you're one of the lucky ones who can buy what is at the store and is being guarded by the National Guard, and you use your ration card, you're going to be mugged on the way back from the rationing center. So once all the food disappears at the grocery stores, they're going to come after individuals. They're going to rob every single house they can. So let me give you some concrete reasons why I believe we're going to have awful food riots and even food rationing. An article here about why the diesel prices are going to cause food riots across the country. We're at newstarget.com. Supply chain on the brink of collapse as diesel price surge hits trucking industry hard. This is May 5th, 2022. By Mary Villarreal. She mentions that the trucking industry relies heavily on the use of diesel fuel, and trucks that deliver food and other supplies from warehouses and to retail stores require them as well. The more expensive diesel gets, the more it will cost consumers to eat and live in general. Freight industry analysts suspect that the very fragmented and volatile trucking industry will experience another recession. Going to see a lot of trucking bankruptcies follow this rise in price. But let's go over here to naturalnews.com. Why every American should care that diesel prices are surging across the country. This is May 5th, 2022, and it's by news editors. Gasoline prices are increasing almost daily. And I just heard on the news that AAA said in the last week gasoline prices went up 17 cents. So if gasoline prices are going up that much, diesel's going up at least that much. And it's going to hit the pocketbook of all Americans with cars. However, as bad as that news is, diesel prices are surging even more across the country. The truck stop retail diesel prices hit a record of $5.32 a gallon. Since February 1st, national truck stop diesel prices have increased to $1.57 a gallon. So if your truck gets 6.5 miles per gallon, that's 24 cents per mile increase. And diesel is really important to our economy. And to many Americans, including politicians, diesel prices are so removed from their version of reality, they often dismiss the importance of diesel to the U.S. and global economy. However, diesel is the fuel that drives the economy and leaves major industries vulnerable to cost shocks. Without diesel fuel, the U.S. economy would collapse in a matter of days. Our supply chain would completely shrivel almost overnight. Trucks use it to haul our goods across the country. Of all the Class 8 trucks, the big ones, 97% use diesel. Trains also depend on diesel to transport products across the country. Almost every train in the country depends on diesel for energy. Even a large portion of our electricity is indirectly powered by diesel. Over a fifth, 22% of electricity in the U.S. comes from coal. Diesel-powered trains transport coal to power plants across the nation. 80% of the ships that transport products via the ocean are powered by diesel. A world without diesel would mean that our grocery stores and restaurants would run out of food. Retail store shelves would be empty. Hospitals would run out of medical supplies. But that's just scratching the surface. And that's why, as diesel prices go up, you can expect food riots across the country. Diesel's importance to agriculture. Farmers use diesel to power most of their machinery. According to Diesel Technology Forum, diesel is critical to the farming industry. U.S. agriculture is among the most productive and economically valuable in the world, producing more yield in less time with fewer inputs, is thanks to the advancement in the machines and equipment that do planting, harvesting, and tending to the land. Today, diesel engines power the majority of agricultural equipment in the U.S. and around the world necessary to plant, cultivate, and harvest crops and transport them to markets or for processing and then delivered ultimately to the consumer. So can you see now why this increase in the cost of diesel is just going to cause all kinds of food problems across the U.S.? That's not even counting all the other reasons for the food shortages. Just the cost of diesel alone will help fuel the food riots and the food rationing. So diesel engines power more than 2/3 of all farm equipment, transport 90% of the product, and pump 1/5 of its water in the U.S. So that's another thing we don't even think about, pumping the water with diesel. 96% of the large trucks that move agricultural commodities to railheads and warehouses are powered by diesel. 100% of the freight locomotives, marine river grain barges, another thing we don't usually think of, marine grain barges, and ocean-going vessels that deliver these products to market at home and abroad are powered by diesel. There's no cost-effective substitute for the diesel engine. With the same combination of energy, efficiency, power and performance, durability and reliability, diesel dominates the entire farm supply chain. Farm tractors, combines, irrigation pumps, and other equipment are the workhorses in an industry vital to our national economy. Nearly every fishing vessel around the world uses diesel. Without diesel, our fishing food supply chain would collapse. That's another thing most people don't think about. You go to the store, you buy flounder, you buy cod, whatever it happens to be, you don't even think how it was caught. Without diesel, or with the high cost of diesel, fish prices are going to go out of this world. And of course, diesel powers the construction industry. Earth movers, bulldozers, bucket loaders, backhoes, cranes, etc. For most of these machines, there's no substitute for diesel power. You know electric's not going to do it. So this is the reason I'm telling you, as diesel prices soar, and there's really no end in sight, no one is predicting that the price of oil is going to go down or we're going to start producing our own oil. No one is predicting that at all. So I guess you can really expect diesel to keep going up more and more. And as that happens, more and more truckers will go out of business. Grocery stores won't be able to get products, or the price will be so high no one can afford it. Looting will all of a sudden take place. And once the looting starts in one big grocery store, it's going to spread all over to all of the grocery stores and warehouses, of course. And even if a truck tries to deliver goods, once the looting starts, the trucks are going to be hijacked. So you can expect utter chaos in our food supply. Not wanting to be a doom and gloomer, I'm telling you, now is the time to stock up. Get as much food as you can. Look at all the other supplies you might need. You need tires for your car. What is it that you're going to need in the next year or two? Make sure you get it. Make sure you get more seeds so you can grow your own food. Do everything you can right now before the riots start, before the rationing starts, because once it does, all hell's going to break loose. So be ready, be prepared, comment. If you have anything else to say, let us know. And thank you for watching.